On this episode, we're discussing why Justin Timberlake is crying a river.
You ask real estate questions, and I answer them. This is the Ask Daniel Los Angeles show.
Welcome everybody to episode number 18 of the Ask Daniel Los Angeles show. We have a lot of ground to cover, so let's get started.
Mike asks, what is a seller property questionnaire?
This right here is a seller property questionnaire. You want to disclose everything up front to the buyer that is wrong with your property, and this seller property questionnaire helps you to do that. So it asks you a bunch of questions. Has there ever been a death on the property? Has the house ever been contaminated by methamphetamine? I mean, it goes pretty deep. Your options are yes or no. If you answer yes to any of those questions, you have to explain yourself. What happened to the property? And go as detailed as you possibly can. But it goes on. Have there been any repairs to the property? Any structural damage to the property? Any insurance issues that you've had in the past? Water-related mold issues? It goes on and on. There's 4 pages worth of it. But this is a good thing. If you're a seller, you want to tell the buyer everything that's wrong with the property, because you don't want them to come back in 5-10 years and sue you. Hey, you never told me about that mold in the attic. You know, really? Yes, I did. Look at the seller property questionnaire. I did tell you in writing, and we both signed off on it. So we're avoiding a lawsuit here. And if you're the buyer, this is also good because you want to know everything that's wrong with the property when you are buying the house, right? So this is good for both parties. So seller property questionnaire, you disclose everything that is wrong with the property.
Gina asks, how come Justin Timberlake can't sell his condo?
So according to TMZ News, let me read it to you here, Justin Timberlake slashes Soho penthouse price again. Cry me a river. Remember that song? Anyways, they were asking $8 million and now they dropped the price to $6.35. Why can't Timberlake sell his condo? Well, it's the same reason why a lot of high-end properties aren't moving. It's just because the market has shifted and prices have dramatically come down. They're not selling like they were a year, 2 years ago. And this is what generally happens. The high-end properties get affected first, and then it trickles down to the lower-priced homes. So I do believe that the lower-priced homes, they are going to be seeing a shift downward in prices. Early 2019, you're going to start seeing that a lot more, but it's already happening now. But that's why he can't sell his property, because everything has shifted. The market is changing, and the higher-priced homes aren't selling like they used to.
Dan asks, do smoke detectors need to be hardwired in, or is battery operated good enough?
I was recently in an escrow in a condo over in Encino, and the seller took me for a tour, and he's all, check it out, I got smoke detectors downstairs, upstairs in the hallway leading up to the bedrooms, and then one in each bedroom. That's all great, but unfortunately he had just gone to Lowe's and their battery operated smoke detectors, and he installed them himself onto the wall, and that was it. But that's not good enough. They have to be hardwired in. So that means that an electrician has to come and they have to connect it to the electricity of the unit so that it runs off of the unit's electricity, plus there's a battery backup if necessary. So if you just have battery operated ones, that's just not going to cut it. It has to be hardwired in. This is for the retrofit requirements. There's a retrofit company that'll come out, they'll do all the inspections, they'll make sure you have a low flow toilet, low flow shower head, carbon monoxide detector, and then once they see everything is done, they sign off on it, and then you can sell the property. But if you only have battery operated, that's a no-no.
Max asks, what's a counteroffer?
Let's say you're selling your house and you get an offer from a buyer, and you like everything that the offer says except for the price. Okay, so let's say they come in at $850, you're asking $900. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna counter them at $875. Okay, so what that means is you have accepted all of the terms in their contract except for the items you are mentioning on the counteroffer. And in this particular example, it's the price. So you're countering them at $875, and now they have a choice. They can counter you back and maybe instead of 875 they come in at 865, or they can accept or they can completely reject your counteroffer. So the counteroffers go both ways. The seller can do it, then the buyer can do it, and then you can go back and forth until you reach somewhere in the middle where you both agree and you have an executed contract. So it all starts off with that initial counteroffer. That is it for episode number 18 of the Ask Daniel Los Angeles show. We have over 13,000 followers on Instagram. Come on, follow. You keep asking real estate questions and I'll keep answering them.